Hey there friends, welcome back to Floss Tube episode number 39. My name is Liz, my company is Hello from Liz Matthews, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with you today. It has been a while since my last traditional Floss Tube video. I think it's been a little bit over 3 weeks. I filmed on New Year's Eve day. But you have seen me since because we celebrated my 1-year business anniversary on January 6th. You guys, that was the best day. Thank you so much for joining me in my Instagram live session here on Floss Tube and in my newsletter. I hope that you guys liked it, and it just meant so much to be able to celebrate such a milestone with all of you, and you made me feel really, really proud and loved, and it was just a great day. So thank you so much. I will share with you a bit more information about all of those celebrations in a bit, but I thought first we could catch up for a bit. It's been a wild couple weeks, I will say that. I have been really focusing and putting my head down, trying to focus on work because that has been just the best thing for my mental health, I think. I've been experiencing anxiety in ways I never have before, and I don't think I'm alone in this. When you look back at what this last year has been, it's just, if I'm being totally honest, I feel like all my coping skills are out the window, and anxiety is showing up in really weird ways, like bad disturbing dreams and other ways too. But I'm really trying to work through that. I have been doing a little bit of business development and personal development through workshops and classes, and I loved it. You guys know that I am a planner to the core. I'm a daydreamer, and I feel like that merges everything together and just leaves me so happy. So as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm actually hopping on a live personal development coaching call, which I can't wait for. So I've been doing that. I have been stitching as much as I can, but I've had to put stitching aside a bit to get some models prepped and off to model stitchers for March, which kind of leads me into business news and updates and shop information. But before we get there, I will also tell you I have been binging. Well, I binged, and I have been meaning to tell you about Bridgerton. It is a Netflix show which I am sure that you guys have seen memes about, you've seen pop up on social media. It was so good. It is all fluff TV. It's like a soap opera set in 1813, I believe. But believe it or not, I feel like I learned so much about culture and debutante life back then. It's set in London. The costumes are amazing. If you're looking for something to just put on in the background and enjoy while you're stitching, Bridgerton might be the show for you. I have been meaning to tell you about that since my last Floss Tube video. I think I said I had some TV and show updates for you, and then totally forgot to tell you, but there's a lot that goes through your head when you're filming a Floss Tube video, and every video I leave something out. What else? I made notes about what I wanted to tell you about. Joe and I are back on keto, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. We did keto about 2 years ago. It might be 3 now. Gosh, time goes so fast. And it was really good for us. I lost 50 pounds. Joe lost 70 pounds. I have since gained back 40 of those pounds. So we have recommitted to keto. It's a little easier this time because I know what my end results can be. Does it make it any easier when I'm having an emotional day and all I want to do is order pizza and eat chocolate? But for the most part, I have remained strong. Aside from that trip home to see Mare, when I got home and she had just the most beautiful charcuterie spread with crackers, and most of that is keto, but it's been really good for me to have something to focus on for myself that I can control. I think that's the key right there, that I can control. So we have been doing that. Hopefully you will start to see some transformation and some change in the future. if all goes according to plan. And what else? I guess I've been really focused on my garden plans for this spring and summer. Seed manufacturers and companies have released all of their new seeds for the coming season. So I have been on websites like trying to get all that I can, and they should be arriving shortly. I'll share them with you probably on Instagram when they arrive, because the garden planning and that whole process and the tending of the garden and the beauty and the rewards, I'm like so all about that recently, and I want to share with you the things I love. So I have a book and some seed catalogs to show you at the end of this video. Hopefully you'll stick around for that, because it's something that brings me a lot of joy, and it might bring you a lot of joy too. So let's, because I'm starting to stumble over my words and everything, let's go ahead and go over news, shop information, celebration information, all of that stuff. First of all, you probably heard that Nashville Needlework Market has been canceled entirely for 2021. Nashville Needlework Market is a wholesale show. It's open to shop owners only, and designers like myself go and exhibit their newest designs. And it typically happens in March of every year in Nashville, Tennessee, and this year with the pandemic, it got postponed to May, which was a good thing, but it has ultimately now been canceled for the year. So I will just be looking forward to March 2022 when Nashville Needlework is back, and I'm so excited for it. I feel so relieved that I don't have to pair market with worry, and that now I can just look forward to 2022, worry set aside, and just excitement and enjoyment. So that is the big news as far as the design scene goes. Now, a new online market has emerged. It is called the Needlework Expo. This will be its first year, and it is happening in March at the same time that Nashville would have been happening. As I said, this is brand new, so I don't know how it's going to go. Well, I know everybody's excited to participate, to show off what they've been working on, and I'm assuming that shop owners are excited to shop all of those goods. This market, Needlework Expo, just like Nashville Needlework Market, is a wholesale only show. So unfortunately, you are not able to attend virtually, unless you have the credentials of a shop, brick and mortar or online. But that doesn't mean that you won't be seeing all of the designers showing off their new things and getting excited and sharing them with you. So you can look forward to that probably happening at the beginning of March. I haven't finalized all of my plans for market yet, but I know that I'm going to try to involve everyone as much as possible, and hopefully you are excited about the designs I'm putting out. I do have 5 that are definitely coming. I'm working really hard to have a 6th, and it will be my first time releasing patterns since November of last year, which isn't actually that long calendar wise, but I have missed putting things out. So last year I did do an every other month schedule, and I might find my way back to that rhythm and routine, because I really liked that. I liked the focus and the busyness. So we shall see, but needless to say, I am very excited to share with you these 5 new designs. I have asked, as I shared in my celebration video, a goal of mine was to ask for more help for model stitchers, and I have done that. And because of them, I am going to be able to have these 5 or 6 designs, and I'm so appreciative and happy that I did that. I also wanted to just mention that I put a call out on Instagram to find model stitchers or stitchers who might be interested in doing some model stitching for me, and I was overwhelmed with the response. And although I have not gotten back to everybody, please know that I did save all of your information. So you might hear from me randomly in the future saying, hey, are you still available or interested in this? Because at this point I have far more offers for model stitching than I do pieces designed. I hope that changes soon. I have really been focusing on designing, but I just wanted to say thank you. If you were interested and you contacted me, I have all of your information. I have saved it. That information is gold and valuable, and do not worry, I am hanging on to it. But that's what's happening with me as far as markets go in the future. Come on March, it'll be here before you know it. If you're interested, you can go on the website. I don't know if it's needleworkexpo.com, but it's something along those lines. It is called Needlework Expo, and you can see all of the designers who will be participating in this virtual market. If you just want to take a peek and see who might be putting new things out or doing some exciting launches, that's a great way to see that. Also, my website is up. I announced that in the last video, but in case you skipped that one, I do have a website now. It is not fancy. I designed it myself. I am not tech savvy, but I could put together the most basic website, and that is what I have done. So it's just hellofromlizmatthews.com. Don't forget, there's only one T in Matthews. Someone snuck in there, scooped in there, whatever in there, and bought Hello from Liz Matthews with 2 T's. I know what they're doing, and I'm not doing it. So that website is up and ready for you to view. What you will find on there is a full catalog of all of my designs. You will have a link to my shop. You will also have all of the corrections for the 3 designs that required it in there in one spot, and a freebie section. Now, I have not filled out the freebie section in all honesty yet. It is on my list of things to do this afternoon, so that all of the freebies are there for you to find, and I hope that you like that. There's also a contact section, and I think that's it. It's a very bare bones website, but it's there for you with those handy links and tools, and I hope that you find it to be helpful. My newsletter went out on January 6th, which was my 1-year anniversary, and you guys, thank you so much again. I know I've already said it, but I got so many kind messages about that, and I'm so happy that we could celebrate together. And in that newsletter, I offered as a thank you a new freebie. So let me, it kind of fell forward. You're gonna see my forehead for a second. Let me go over a little bit of information about that. So my newsletter, it's all of your information is kept private and personal. I will not spam you. When you sign up for it, you will start receiving newsletters. I'm aiming for once a month. And in those newsletters, you will have maybe discount codes, exclusive freebies, news, offers, things like that, good things. I'm sending you good things. And in this January 6th celebration email, I included a link to download the Hope Celebration Small. And I've gotten a lot of questions about how to get that. So you have to read, you don't have to read, but within the email that I send when you sign up, there's pictures of the Hope Celebration Small, and then there's a little button that says download the PDF. So when you sign up for the email, a chart doesn't automatically pop up in your inbox. What it is my newsletter, and the link to download the PDF chart is within that email. So I just wanted to clarify that. And once again, if you didn't see it, this is the Hope Celebration Small. What I'm doing is, because I was able to celebrate or hit this 1-year milestone, I am turning some of my favorite patterns that I have published over the past year into smalls and minis, and I will be sharing them with you in my newsletter. This Hope Celebration Small is based off of the very first pattern that I put out, Bower Birds, and it uses the same dove linen as Bower Birds, the same font, and it takes some of the motifs. So if you haven't gotten this, but maybe you've seen it around the internet because you guys are stitching this and I'm loving it and you're tagging me, thank you very much. It has been so much fun to see what you guys have been doing with this Hope Celebration Small. It is the first of many that will come to you this year, so please do sign up for that newsletter. It's the only way to get it. This is what the chart looks like. don't mind the text, I changed it. And then the chart itself provides 2 different versions of the Hope chart. Stitch whatever one you like. I talked about it in far more depth in my celebration video, so hop back there if you want those details. I did receive one question several times that I will answer. To finish this piece, I used DMC Pearl Cotton in the color 632. It's a brownish red that matches the color that I stitched this pattern with. So I hope that little bit of information helps. And I hope you enjoy that chart. I'm, again, so happy to see so many people stitching it and loving it. Okay, as far as the winners for the giveaway that I offered in that last video, they have all been contacted. I was so happy to share some happiness with you guys. I am waiting to hear from 3 people. If your name is Elizabeth Conley, KJ Moeller, that's it, I heard from the 3rd. Please contact me. You have won my giveaway. Congratulations. Aside from that, the other 8 people have been contacted. So with that, I think I'll dive into whips, shall we? I have whips again. I love having whips. Before I show you my whips though, I am on board for the Book of Days tracking situation that many of us are doing. Here's what my Book of Days looks like. You guys know I'm into the stickers. I've talked about it far too much, but I am using them on my January spread for the Book of Days. And beyond just the stickers, I'm also doing a bit of color coding. Got my fancy pens out because it's actually so interesting to see what I have been stitching on every day. More interesting than I thought it would be, actually. So I thought color coding might, you know, kick it up a notch, and like at a glance, you can see the things I've been working on. I've been bouncing between 2 different projects, both that you will see in March. So it's been really fun putting my stickers on and just keeping track of where my energy has gone this month. It's kind of eye-opening, really, but that's my Book of Days January spread. And with that, we'll get into my whips. I still have it, you guys. I still have it. I feel like this is the gift that is not meant to be given. I went home to see Mare last weekend, and I brought with me my Prairie Schooler Santa that I was gonna give her, and I brought all the tools and supplies to finish framing it while I was there, because this gift is now very delayed. But lo and behold, I couldn't do it because I cut my linen too small to pin to the foam core. So I have already thought of ways that I'm going to make that work, and I will, but I haven't done it yet. I'll share pictures with you when I do, but I couldn't believe it when I got home with like my foam core, my pins. I was going to stretch it for Mare while I was there. She would have it be done, but oh no, not done. So I'm gonna use some sticky board and make this work. Eventually this will be out of my hands and Mare will have it in her house. It will be one fine day. I'm so sorry, Mare. One fine day. So that was, I guess, still an UFFO. And let's talk about this monster piece that I was stitching. I told you that I went to the Stitching Post to take advantage of their sale, and that I picked up this massive piece of Wichelt linen because I was going to need it all for this piece that I was stitching. This is 32 count Lambswool Wichelt, and I had questions for you about the edges fraying. Thank you so much for all of your answers. I now know that I just need to run a zigzag stitch around the edges and I should be just fine. So you can see, I tried to put some stitches in. This Wichelt linen I have never stitched on before, and I can't do it, you guys, I can't. This piece is so large that I'm just trying to maneuver it well, and it was far too annoying, even for trying to put in, what is this, 12 stitches. It was way too much work. And the problem is, like, look how stiff this linen is. I'm not used to this. I stitch in hand with no hoop, and I stitch on linen, which is very flimsy. The types of linen I have stitched on have been very flimsy in the past. This is not flimsy, so it was a bit too frustrating to try to work on for something that was going to require so much time and energy. So I have put this aside, and in fact I went back to the stitching post to pick up something else recently, and Lois, who works there, asked me if I had used this, and I said no, and then she recommended that I give it a wash. So I might try to do that. I'll do more research. Before I do that, I will definitely stitch the edges so it doesn't become just threads. But maybe that is the trick and what I need to do. But for now, I'm putting this aside because I need to enjoy the stitch. You know, that's the whole point of it. So I will use this for something. It's just not going to be this massive project that I told you I've started. But I did find the proper thread and linen, and I have been stitching on it. You know that I can't show you because this is not something that I can show you just a glimpse of. If I were to show you any of it, it would be given away, and I want to save it for a March surprise. I will tell you, I am stitching with luscious, was that weird? That was weird. Luscious Gloriana silk thread in the color Coffee Bean. I got 2 strands of this at my LNS, and I actually think that one strand, this is monochromatic by the way, I actually think that one skein, excuse me, I got 2 skeins of it at my LNS, but I actually think that just one skein will be all I need to stitch this, because Gloriana silk is 12 stranded, so it goes so much further. I am in love with Gloriana. Every time I use it, I fall more in love with it. It's wonderful. So that was the thread I chose to work with, and my linen. Let me see. Let me sort this out. The linen I am going with is Stars Hollow 40 count by R R Reproduction. This thick, beautiful linen is perfect for what this project is going to be, and it will make so much more sense to you when I reveal what I'm stitching, but it is perfect. 40 count, Stars Hollow, R R Reproduction. The thickness, the like, I keep saying blanketness of it, the like solidness, it's perfect. So you can see here that I have been stitching on it, and to make my life a little bit easier, I'm like determined not to give any of this away. I have actually rolled up the excess so I can stitch on it. Can you see that? It's like I rolled it and stitched it. I don't think the stitching was the smartest, easiest thing to do to keep that rolled up. I think what I need are some of those stretchy elastic magnets that you like clip together that form a loop. That's what I need. But again, I stitch in hand, so this is just what I did. And it's working out really well. I think I have like one more day of stitching on it. That's it. I want to say I have like a 6 left, and as of right now, like, this is why the color coding is so cool in my book of days. I've stitched 9 days on this piece, and it's funny, I estimated that it would take me 11 days, so I think I'm right on target with that, and I'm very excited to share it with you when it's done. I think it'll be really, really cool and definitely make a statement. So very, very excited to share that with you. If you're interested, The stitch, I'm gonna give you the stitch count now, because why the heck not? The stitch count, but please don't be scared off, is 378 wide by 519 high. On 40 count linen, which I'm stitching on, this piece is 18 7/8 inches wide by 25 7/8 inches tall. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. Moving on, this is the last time you are gonna see this project, and honestly, I don't normally share this much of a upcoming release, but I want to, and it's my channel and I can do that. So this is something that I've been sharing on Instagram. Excuse me, like record goes on, my nose starts running, it's just inevitable. This is something I've been sharing on Instagram and here on Floss Tube for the last month or two. It's in my Stitchy Notions by Lisa bag, and this is a reproduction that I'm doing, and it is a future release in March. You will see it. I can't believe I'm showing you all this. Here it is. This is as far as I've gotten with this piece. There's so much more to say about this piece, but I'm gonna keep it to myself until March. It's been really, really, really fun to work on, and I probably have 2 more days on this too. Let me see. I put this aside for that big guy. I have worked on this, hard to say because I started before January, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only worked on this 6 days in January, and I can tell you why. It's because I wanted to show you again in a floss tube. I could have finished this a couple days ago, but I wanted to share it with you. So, like I said, I love having whips. So there you go. This is on Coulour and Cotton Cottage Stone Linen, which I just fall more in love with every time I see it. I think Cottage Stone might be one of my new favorites. I need to order more. I'm doing this with needlepoint silk. All the details on that to be revealed in March. Sorry. I have, remember? Rewind before I made the weird mouth noises. Also, I want to share with you the thing I did with the felt. Do you remember with my stitching post haul, I told you I was gonna try to make my own like threaded needle card situation, and I got this felt. It's actually worked so well. This is just a collection of the threads that I've needed for stitching that reproduction, and there's so many color changes and the colors are so similar that I wanted to come up with an easy way to not have to rebobinate my thread every time I changed colors and all of those things. We talked about it in my last video. So this is what I ultimately did. I took this single piece of felt that is sticker backed. I haven't used the sticker backing. And I took like these white address label stickers and just wrote on there not only the color of needlepoint silk that it is, but the symbol, and that has been a game changer. To have the symbol right there, to not have to check my thread list to see what that color is, it's been awesome. So you can also see that I keep my needles threaded when I can, and this has just worked really well. Now I do normally use an workbook by Stitchy Notions by Lisa, but my color palette outgrew the workbook for this particular piece, so that's why I did this. And all I've had to do to keep it safe is put it in a file folder, and it goes right in my stitching bag, and it's been so much easier than the alternative. So I just wanted to share with you where I ended up with that. I think I didn't necessarily need to make this chart to put all of my needles beside. I could have just kept the needles with the wound thread, but you know, this was just me figuring it out. And for another multicolored large project, I will probably do the same thing. In fact, I might just go ahead and stock up on some of this felt because it's working really well. And I think that's all of the whips I have to share with you today. It's so fun sharing those. And I will probably get back to stitching that mega piece today and try to get that done. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. With that, I have some happiness that I have been gifted. And then I have some haul that I want to share with you too. And then we have the weird things that hopefully I don't forget at the end because they are happy weird things. So I have received a couple more Christmas cards in the mail, you guys. The mail in Maryland is still awful, which is why I have not been able to reopen my shop for physical charts. All mail coming to me. I'm outside Baltimore. I'm in a suburb of Baltimore. All the mail that has to go through District Heights or Hyattsville, Maryland sits. It just gets there and it sits. Yesterday, I received a package that was mailed from Keepsakes on December 9th. I think that's the day she said she mailed it. I can't remember. It's insane. So, shop's still not open. But that also means that I have been getting Christmas cards even now and extending the happy holiday. So this card, can you guys guess who this is from? You know, this is from Teresa Kogut. It's one of her beautiful, it's not a handmade card, but this is one of her beautiful works of art that is printed on a card. And it just made me smile so much when I saw that. I love keeping up with Teresa on Floss Tube. She is so stinking talented. Oh, she's so good. And in it, she included a bunch of stickers, which is like, stickers are one of my love languages, I think. So, is that weird? Thank you, Teresa. I love them, and they will for sure make their way into my book of days, and I will hang on to your card forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I also received a holiday card from LaDonna, whose company is Samplings of Memories. It was so nice of her to think of me. And I am very happy to report that LaDonna is going to be turning my latest releases from November into the thread keeps, the scissor keeps, the needle minders, all of the products that she makes that you love. She's doing all of my latest releases and they should be out soon, and I cannot wait to see them and to share them with you. I'm so happy she's still, that she wanted to work with me again, and I said, heck yes. So look forward to that. I will share them with you when I receive them. And also extending the Christmas holiday, I got to do I think it was actually even after New Year's, that I did a Zoom call with Shannon and Lisa. And I opened some of the stitchy related gifts that Lisa had gifted me this year, which were so kind, and I love them and wanted to share them with you. One of them is The Proper Stitch, A Guide to Counted Threads. This book, I had never seen it before. It's awesome. It's by Darlene Osteen. And in it, it's just these perfect, amazing graphs and charts on how to do specialty stitches, in addition to like patterns themselves. These charts are so good and so clear. It made me realize there are so many more stitches out there than I even knew, and it's just a beautiful book. So I think any stitcher would love to have this. It's such a nice gift. I appreciate it so much, Lisa. And like, I'm still getting like sucked in just showing you. I hope that if you guys are in the market for something like this, you give this book a peek. Like, here's a chart for this and how to do that. It's a really good book. I'm like very, very, very happy to have this in my collection and to learn more fancy stitches. In addition to that book, another stitchy related thing that Lisa gifted me is this. Do you know what this is? At first I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a card holder. Because I have business cards. It's better. Look at this. In there is a magnet and it's a needle holder. Lisa put in my very favorite needles Pat Carson's favorite needles. They're the ones I love the very most. Size 28, because she knows me, in this beautiful magnetized needle box. I just love it. And she also stuck this in there. I have no idea where it came from, but how sweet is that Band-Aid? So I just wanted to share those things with you. I do have a message into Lisa right now, I think she's working, to ask her if I can share where she got this, because I thought that you guys might be interested in this too, because it's just fabulous and would make a great, great gift. Thank you, Lisa. Let's see. Then just today before I sat down to film, I opened my mail and in it was a nice, was this very sweet book from Carmen. You guys have heard me talk about Carmen before. She is wonderful and I feel like she and I would be such good friends. We are good friends, but I wish we lived closer and we could be IRL regularly friends, if you know what I mean. She's into gardening and samplers and she is so, so kind, and she saw that she had an extra copy of this book in her stash and asked if I would like it, and I couldn't say yes fast enough. There was number 20 and number 30. I wanted to share with you one of my favorite samplers from in this book. It's this one. I just love the muted palette, and oh, it's so nice. This is Ohio Samplers, Schoolgirl Embroideries 1803 to 1850. I had not seen this book before and I can't wait to learn more, to research, and to study these samplers. Thank you so much, Carmen, for thinking of me and just being so, so kind. Then that brings me to haul. And I think I'm gonna start doing my hauls a little bit differently. For things that I have purchased and ordered myself, we're gonna do unboxings, because there is nothing I like more than watching a good unboxing on YouTube. So I'm gonna implement that on my channel. So I have 3 things that I have ordered, paid for myself, that I purchased myself. And I'm gonna share the opening process with you. Hopefully you like this new format. Like I said, I like it, so I hope I'm not alone. This is my color, that's just a sticker in every way I can that's covering my address. This is my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month linen. Spoiler alert, if you have not received your December linen, look away. I don't want to ruin anything. I'm about to pull it out. Oh, okay, this is warm sienna. Oh my gosh, Color and Cotton does it again. This is beautiful. I get Newcastle 40 count linen in 13 by 17 inches. What is that, a fat 8? Oh, I need to upgrade that. Look at that linen. That's so pretty. It has a definite warm tone to it. It looks a little bit more pink to my eye than I'm seeing on the screen, but what a good neutral. Oh, I am in the neutral club, so it makes sense that I received a neutral color linen. Angela, every time you send things to me, I'm like, this is my new favorite, this is my new favorite. So good, so good. I love that. Okay, then moving on. Speaking of linen, I am definitely in like a need all the linen, hoard all the linen, and also discover new dyers phase. So this is an order I placed with Hobby House in New York. Kathy is wonderful. We've been chatting back and forth about linens this week, and she's been so helpful. So she is on Instagram, and quite often I actually see that she posts that she has new linen in stock and to head over to her shop and order now. And I saw that recently and I was like, okay, on my way, don't have to tell me twice. So this is my order that arrived earlier this week. It was very hard for me not to dive in here, but I thought it'd be fun if we open things together. Okay, this is good, this is so good. This is what it looks like, packaged beautifully. Bobbins, I need bobbins all the time. It's a constant need, so I got more of my favorite DMC Bobbins. I got 3 packs. I also picked up some Lady Dot Creates Chenille. Every time it's not Chanel, it's Chenille. It's Chenille. In 3 colorways. This is a bit of a spoiler for, well, you've already seen the reproduction. What am I talking about? I spoiled it myself. I got 3, I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler for why I might need these. Again, natural winker here. I got the colorway Mossy. Can you tell I spend way too much time alone? I got the colorway Mossy, Rainy, and Vintage. So those are beautiful. Huh. Vintage is very like hand dyed. I think they were all hand dyed. But look at that. It's very splotchy is what I'm trying to say. Very vintage looking. That will be very perfect. I like how old and like authentic that looks. It's so hard to order things online. I knew about the color that would look, but you never know for sure. So those 3 together are gonna be great. So that's awesome. All right. I ordered more of my favorite, these are Pat's favorite needle, size 28, because when you do that felt situation that I showed you before, you start to go through your needles really quickly. So I'm happy to have more of those. Okay, here's my invoice, and then guess what's in here? Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice how she packages these. So I got 4 different linens. Every linen comes in its own paper bag, and on it is a label telling you what the linen is. That's so nice, Kathy. I love that. Okay, so I got this is what I ordered, but I forgot that I ordered one of these. So I got something from Seraphim fabrics because I've been hearing more and more people talk about them and really liking them. And as a designer, it's really important to me that the fabric that I use, you are able to source in your LNSs and online stores. So when I see people using something often, I am very intrigued, and Kathy said that this would be a great fabric for me to use. So let's check this out. This is 36 count prairie grass linen from Seraphim. I got a fat 1/8. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Once again, I wish I had ordered more, but you know, when you're trying things out for the first time, that's really, really pretty. Ooh. That feels really nice. I would bet this would, actually, I don't know well enough to say. I would bet this is Weigart based. It just feels really good. So, ooh, that color's really good. Okay, very anxious to try that in the future. Sorry guys, this is what it is. 40 count dapple linen by Picture This Plus. I got a fat 1/4. I've heard that Picture This Plus is now back up to 5 to 6 months delivery for shops, which, you know, isn't the very best, but their linen is so gorgeous. Like, it's so good. This is definitely a bluer shade. I didn't quite know that. I think I've used dapple in the, nope, I have dapple, I haven't used it. Now I have even more of it. Like, that's so pretty. So pretty. Picture This Plus is worth the wait. It just is. But I would still like to find some alternatives. Okay. 2 more. Vintage Country Mocha. Like, how could I not give that a try? I can't believe it's taken me so long to give it a try. This is from I can't say it correctly. I'm very curious to see what this is. Huh. Okay, so this is printed, right? Because there's only modeling on the front, but this is very soft. Sorry. This is very soft as compared to the Wichelt that I was gonna do for that big piece. Ooh, I can see why this gets used a lot. Readily available, consistent, feels great. I did not expect it to be so soft. So I'm glad I ordered some of that. And I know that, you know, is something that you guys can get easily. Okay, last one. I got 36 count Ren Linen. I have never had Ren Linen from Picture This Month, so curious to see what this is gonna look like. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. So you can see the colors that I go for. That's really pretty. It's not quite as contrasty as it's looking in the screen. That's so nice. And you know, every piece of Ren that you get will be different because it's hand dyed. That's really pretty. I like that. Okay, I'm so glad I have that in my stash. But if you guys have a favorite linen that you think is readily available and easy to come by, easy to order, please let me know. I just want you to know that I take into consideration you being able to source things and being able to find things easily, and I take that in high consideration, I guess you could say. So that was my haul from Hobby House. If you are interested in ordering, her website, Kathy's website, is hobbyhouseneedleworks.com. I have one more thing, and it's big. And it is, I opened this a little bit because I wasn't sure how intense the packaging was going to be. I might not open all of this for you today. It is 9 frames from my favorite online framer, Frame and Wire. I will link them below. I will link all of the information from this video below. But this is the company I use to frame all of my Days of Christmas pieces. So, because this is an ongoing series and I have a long way to go, I've only done 3 of the 12 days, I wanted to go ahead and get the frames ordered for the rest of the series. So, like I said, this might be loud and a little too hard to open on camera, but these frames are so good. I will put in the description box below. Actually, I can tell you right now. Open, tell you. Okay. I wanted to make sure they didn't run out of the molding, so I placed an order for these guys. Now, when you order these, you can order them with foam core, with glass, anything you need. I happen to do all my own framing, so I just ordered the frame alone. I got this one. These are the same frames that you have seen in photos of the 12 Days of Christmas. Nothing new. I just ordered more so that I have 4 of each of the 3 frames that I'm using. This one, which is one of my favorites. So those 2. And then there's one more variation. Let's see if I can't get to it quickly. If not, we will just move on. I'm hitting a record in length here. Okay, there it is. So these are the 3 frames that I will be using to complete the rest of my 12 Days of Christmas series. Now I have all the frames on hand and I'm ready to go. Just have to design and stitch. Now, if you're curious, I'll put the frame and wire information below. They are an Etsy shop, but the names are Antique Silver Bead Frame, Antique Flat Silver Distressed, Antique Silver with Tulip Edge. I think that's what, I made up the name of Tulip Edge, but Danette will know when you contact her what you mean. You can find them all in her shop. I will give you the sizes in the description box below if you're also stitching them on 40 count. So with that, I think you are this close to falling over. Nervous laugh. With that, I think we round out this video. I've lost my notes in the mess of linen and things. I'll be back soon. I hope that you guys are doing well and you're stitching on things that make you so happy. Thank you again so much for celebrating with me in my last video. I will see you very soon. You can connect with me on Instagram. My handle is Hello from Liz Matthews. And until next time, so long.